Well, I want to talk about this Goldilocks economy we've had, which is low inflation, easy money, and pretty solid growth that has spread across the globe. And as credit people, that's my background. We tend to be skeptics, and the worry is what bear wakes up and takes a bite out of Goldilocks and sends her running from the room into the woods. So there's lots of things you can think about. The rude awakening from, is it China? Is it geopolitical? Is it a policy mistake from the population, the populist bent in the global economy? Is it trade policy? Is it inflation? And we're going to get a lot into inflation. And to the point about the global economy, the reality is that the global economy has probably never been in better shape. There's only 2 countries that are in recession right now, you have 43 of them in positive. I think it's probably happened a handful of times in the history of the world. So we have a synchronized global reflation going on across the globe. And at the same time, even though we've got inflation in house prices, crude's up 11% on a year-over-year basis, and the dollar has been down about 6.8%. We've had very benign inflation in that scenario. And so the inflation bear has been snoozing, and so the Goldilocks economy continues. There are a lot of reasons, I think, why we haven't had this inflationary bend that a lot of people were calling for last year, and it really hasn't seen. In fact, the curve's been flattening a lot, and inflation has continued to be undershooting, but now we're getting. I think we're starting to get into this period where things may be changing. But we've had a lack of fiscal policy in this last year. And the central banks, although they've been leaning in, I mean, there's been $8 trillion worth of QE put into the market since it started. These numbers are staggering to me. But I think one of the things we've said consistently in these meetings is that we've really felt that at this point in the cycle that QE wasn't accretive to economic growth. And when you go to negative rates and when you go to ZIRP, it's savers have to save more, and you see the saving rates go up. So we really didn't feel like monetary policy was accretive to the inflationary impulse at this point. But certainly, when we think about 2018 and our outlook, I think we feel differently.